So let's talk about a little bit of advanced formatting of shading and border, applying shades and borders around the paragraph. So that's exercise 4.2, and we will use a file called uh, IntelCores. So go ahead and open the file IntelCores and rename it as a CO2E02 IntelCores in your assignments folder. And let's go ahead and select the first line, that's the title, and apply some borders and shades. So let's go click on the border button, and here I want you to go all the way down to the bottom from the drop down list and then click on borders and shading, and it opens up a dialog box for borders, page borders, and shading and so on. But just go back to the default tab here, the borders, and then whenever you have this kind of a comprehensive dialog box, feel at ease by just answering the questions from top left corner and answer one at a time, and then go all the way to the bottom right corner. That's how you can answer the questions more with ease. Okay, so I'm looking at page number 99, step 2B, and okay, step C, 2C. So currently that's non setting, and then the style is the thin one here, and let's change the color. So click on the color button and then choose the dark blue. So that's on the standards colors, and then click on dark blue. That's the textbook tells that is the 9th option. So you count from left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and click that one. So you probably wouldn't be able to see it, but it's dark blue. And let's change the width. Click on it and click on, we're going to be choosing 1 point there. And then this is a little bit tricky part here in the preview. The preview is not just preview, but actually this is where you actually put the border. So right now there's no border inserted. So by clicking, moving your pointer here in the top, near the top, point and click on it, and you'll notice that the line goes on. So if you take it off, if you want to take it off, just click again. So it's like a toggle switch, on and off, on and off. Also, you can use this tool right here. So that's on and again off, on and off. So you have a thin blue line at the top. And now let's change the style. So currently it's a thin line. Why don't you go down here? You will see like a dotted lines, or long dot, short dot, and or dot dot, and 2 lines, double lines, triple lines, and so on. And here, this is the thick and thin. So thick line at the top and thin line at the bottom. So we call it thick, thin style. So click that, and so that is selected, and then come to, let's see, we will go over here in the preview box. Go ahead and click on the bottom one here, or you can use this button. So currently we have a thin line at the top and thick, thin line at the bottom. All right, so we are done with the border, and we're going to go to the shading. So click on the shade button here. Currently no color is filled, so go ahead and click on that, and then we will choose some kind of orange, yellow. So that's, they call it gold. So go hover over it, and I think that's the one, the first one from the top. Come on. Okay, the gold accent number 4, light of 80%. So I'm looking at on page number 100, step I, and it says gold accent 4 lighter 80%. Click on it, and then the shading has been applied. And then go ahead and you can click on border. You can see it. Anyway, you can go ahead and click on OK, and now that is set. All right, so now we're going to apply the same formatting to other titles. But since we have done this, you have a couple of options. You can go ahead and click on the border, the next title, and press F4. That's what we learned earlier. Just repeating whatever action that you have taken just before. So that's one thing you can do. But let me undo that. There's another way of doing it. So go back to the international correspondence line, and you can use a format painter. So format painter, you can use a couple of different ways. If you click once and then click wherever you want to apply to, and you can apply just only once. But if you want to apply more than once over here and over there, you can go back here. So put the insertion point. This is where you're gonna pick up whatever the formatting information. Okay, so that's like at the mother of the formatting. So put the insertion point to the original place, and then here, instead of just click once, I want you to double click. Click. So click. Okay, that was a little bit too slow. So click. So once you do that, you'll see that the font format painter has been selected or depressed, and so you see the pointer with the paintbrush. So click, and then come down to the next one. You still have the paintbrush active, so click, and then come down and click, and everything's done. Go back to the format painter, click, so that'll deactivate formatting format painter. Okay, so that's it, and we'll move on to the next exercise, 4.2b, in a minute. In exercise 4.2b, we'll be talking about more options in borders and shading. So with the intocores.docx open, go ahead and click on anywhere along the line of international correspondence, the heading of the document. And let's go to the border buttons, and then click on borders and shading. And with the borders tab selected, you'll find the option button right here at the bottom right corner. Go ahead and click on option. So that will give us the options to add some spacing. So for example, from the text, you want to have 6 point currently. 1 point. And from the bottom, you'll want to have 1 point. And from left and right, you have 4 points. Currently, we don't have any border on the left and right, so you will not see it. So let's go ahead and change the top. So let's click on the upward button there. So let's make it to 6. And also for the bottom, if you want, you can just go ahead and type 6. It's okay. You can use arrow key or downward arrow key, or you can simply type it in whatever the number you want to put it in, and then go ahead and click on OK, and you'll notice slight change here. So let's see. Right now, the space or the gap between the line and where the text starts is kind of tight, and you'll see the difference once I click on the OK button here. You see the more space between the lines or the border and the text. Alright, so that's done. So let's go ahead and apply the same formatting to the rest of the headings here. So I'll just go ahead and use the F4 function. So go ahead and click on anywhere on the line. This for the international addresses. Okay, go ahead and click on it and then press F4, which is right here. That's the F4. And press F4 and it applies whatever the formatting that you had done most lately. Okay, so click and then press 4, click anywhere and press 4. Okay, so that's about, let me just review. Just borders and shading, and then options, and change the spacing from the top and bottom from the text. Alright, so let's move on to the next part, which is 4.2c. It's on page number 103. So in exercise 4.2c, we're going to be learning about sorting paragraphs. So let's go back to the document that we've been working on. And here you notice that in each section we have some bulleted items, or just simply a bunch of paragraphs. What do I mean by a paragraph? So if you display it as show and hide, you'll see these items are all paragraphs. See the paragraph symbol over here in the Canadian codes and provinces, and then territories and so on. So these are all items, and the first one is under the international correspondence. Let me just turn off the show and hide. So you go ahead and select the items that you want to sort it. So you highlight it, and then under the Home tab, Paragraph Group, you'll see a tool that looks like a letter A and Z and arrow pointing down. So go ahead and click on that, so that it gives you the option to sort it by paragraphs. So that means the first line here, that's a paragraph. It says use a direct writing system and clear, comma, precise words, period. So the whole line is a paragraph, and it's going to sort by the paragraph, meaning that it's going to compare with these words in the first line, along with it's going to compare them with the line or paragraph, second paragraph, and so with the third paragraph. So it's going to compare them in alphabetic order, and so obviously avoid slang, comma, jargon, comma, and idioms will be the first, because that's letter A. Why? Because it is in ascending order and not descending order. So what's the difference between ascending and descending? Well, you can visualize yourself going up a mountain or a hill, and when you go up the hill, you'll say you're ascending the hill, so you go up the hill. And when you come down the hill, you are descending the hill or mountain. So when you ascend a mountain, you start from, let's say, sea level, 0, and then first feet, second feet, or first meter, second meter, and then you go up to 10,000 meters or feet. And I don't think there's 10,000 meter mountains on Earth, but anyway, so when you do the ascending, means that the first alphabet or lower number, so if it's in 1, it'll come first, and then 2 will be the second. And descending means that the top number, or the latest alphabet will be at the top, or it'll come first. All right. In any event, you can see that in these 3 bulleted items, you can see that avoid slang will be the first, and develop awareness will be the second, and use of direct writing will be the third. So let's go ahead and see what happens. All right, so go ahead and click on OK. Boom. Just as I said, avoid, then develop, and use. That's how it works. All right, so let's apply the basically same strategy for the next set of paragraphs here. You select the lines or paragraphs and go ahead and click on the sort tool. And again, it's going to be sort by paragraph using the text and ascending order. Go ahead and click on OK, and it'll line up line 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all the way. All right, then let's select these guys, and then Canadian codes and provinces. And so we have ONQC all the way down here, AB and L. It's safe, it's obvious. AB will be at the top, and I think QC, Quebec, will be at the bottom. So let's see what happens if that's the case. Boom. Yep. Oh, that was Saskatchewan. All right, so let's do the third one, last one. Click, and then click on OK. And that's it. It's all sorted within the range of the lines. All right, so that's it for exercise 4.2.